Top AI stocks in emerging markets. So far. Hi everyone. So maybe you've been watching Nvidia do its thing, up 290% in 2 years and up whopping 978% since OpenAI launched its first version of ChatGPT about 3 years ago. The Magnificent 7 stocks rose on average 302%, while the S&P 500 was only up 68%. I know you're thinking, man, I really should have bought that earlier. Well, welcome to the club. Membership is free and regret is included. But while everyone's busy FOMOing about the same 7 stocks that the world seems to already own, the real money is being made in the layers deeper. In the emerging market companies that actually own the atoms, the watts, the clouds, and over 4 billion potential users of AI. Today, we're going to tour all 6 layers of the AI pyramid and examine some hidden stocks that have been on a rocket ship. Are some of these flying even higher than Nvidia? Maybe. Let's roll. Quick reminder of how the AI supply chain actually works in 2025. Think of the AI supply chain like a pyramid. At the bottom, we have rare earth minerals. First, someone has to dig. Then, semiconductors. Someone has to etch. Above that, servers and hardware. Someone has to assemble and make it run without melting. Then data centers and power supply. Someone has to feed the beast. In 5th layer AI foundation models and cloud, someone has to train. Lastly, AI applications. Someone has to make it useful and monetize for all the lower layers. Every layer needs the one below it. No copper, no chips, no servers, and eventually no ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, or Grok. You get the idea. Today, we're breaking down investable plays in emerging markets across all 6 layers. Let's go. So the first stop, rare earth elements. These are what many of us do not even know how to pronounce in the periodic table. And these are also what China has a crushing monopolistic hold of. China refines about 90% of rare earths and more than 70% of lithium. The US and the West are scrambling to build alternative supply chains, but it will take a while. When Beijing lifted some export controls in October, the sector ripped 25% in 48 hours, then gave half back, then ripped again. If you like volatility with your morning coffee, this sector loves you back. China Northern Rare Earth, Xiamen Tungsten, Shenghe Resources, and China Rare Earth Resources are a few listed ways to own the only shovel in this particular gold rush. By the way, these graphs are all translated into US dollars. In the US, MP Materials is particularly getting a lot of attention. The US government recently became an investor in this company. Many investors would rather avoid this sector altogether for the deeply cyclical and political, and now geopolitical nature of it all. Just FYI. One particular material that's interesting, however, could be copper. Remember when everyone said copper was boring? Well, it's back. And it's now the sexiest boring metal alive. Here's the problem. It takes 15 to 20 years to bring a new copper mine online. Demand is exploding. Supply? Not so much. The arithmetic here is simple. Supply deficit equals higher prices equals happy copper miners. Southern Copper in Peru has an ADR that trades in New York Stock Exchange, and Grupo Mexico owns a big chunk of Southern Copper and also other mines in Latin America. Let's move on to semiconductors. This sector is where a lot of value is created. Think Nvidia, as well as memory. TSMC is about 22 times 26 earnings, growing over 20% EPS with its CoWoS production capacity for AI sold out throughout the year and likely tight through 2027 and beyond. They make 90% of the world's most advanced chips. 90%! If you're watching this on anything smarter than a toaster, you're using a chip made by TSMC. Well, even the toaster is probably running on one. ChatGPT, TSMC. Your iPhone, TSMC. T-Hat smart fridge that won't stop recommending recipes? Also TSMC. The stock also trades in New York, has a market cap over $1 trillion, and is basically a leveraged bet on AI demand without the insane volatility of pure play AI software stocks. SMIC is China's TSMC. It's behind TSMC in technology, but fully supported by the Chinese government. ASPEED is a board management chip producer for servers, and ASE is a giant semiconductor packaging company which has an ADR in the New York Stock Exchange. Moving on to the memory guys in South Korea. Samsung and SK Hynix control 70% of global DRAM production. They make high bandwidth memory, or HBM, the other crucial type of chips that makes AI models run. Interestingly, Reuters reported recently that Samsung hiked memory prices by 60% in 2 months. Pricing power? They've got it. Samsung's actually not a pure AI play since they make everything from washing machines to smartphones, but their semiconductor division is printing money right now. SK Hynix is currently the only company on Earth that can ship HBM3E in the volumes NVIDIA needs this decade, and it trades at 10 times PE. Samsung Electronics is quietly taking HBM share every quarter and trades at 12 times PE. One caveat people point out is the geopolitics, because if things get spicy in the Taiwan Strait or the Korean Peninsula, your portfolio will feel it. But at the same time, you can also understand why the US and the rest of the world do not want a disruption in this particular region. In the third layer, we have servers and hardware. These companies, except Acton, actually build the DGX, HGX, and GB200 racks that NVIDIA brags about, and everyone obsesses over. Acton builds network switches. Imagine being the one who cooks the entire meal and still watching the GPUs get all the applause. One interesting area in AI hardware has been cooling and thermals. AI servers produce enough heat to power a medium-sized sauna empire. Really, they generate a lot of heat. Companies like Asia Vital Components, Shenzhen EnviCool, and Delta Electronics step in with power supplies and thermal solutions so your GPUs don't melt into modern art. There are concerns of eventual commoditization, but for now, margins are expanding, order visibility is lengthening, and the stocks are rising with no sign of cooling off. Get it? Asia Vital in Taiwan in particular is up whopping 1,122%. That's even better than NVIDIA. Well, we will continue with the rest of the supply chain in the next video. You will find more surprises. In the meantime, check out last week's video linked in the description below. Like and subscribe for more exciting stuff to come, and drop your comments. Thanks for watching.